Want to run faster, jump higher, move with more power? The Sports Recovery and Development Program at Bridges Therapy Group builds speed, strength, agility, and endurance while correcting movement issues that can cause injury. Give your athlete the edge. Schedule an assessment today at srdathlete.com. We continue to get closer to kickoff for high school football. Next week is game week, and former Razorback and former P. Ridge head coach Brey joining the show to look ahead to what we could see in 2025. Plus, our final player to watch in 2025 takes us to Fayetteville High School. It's Friday, August 22nd, and this is Varsity Vibe Today. Welcome into Varsity Vibe Today, and happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for joining us all week. If you have, we've been really excited to launch this week and get things going. And it's a special Friday because we are a week away from the start of high school football. So let's get into our Lewis Automotive opening drive. Looking to upgrade your vehicle, it's the trade-in, trade-out event at Lewis Automotive. Get double the factory warranty, all backed by the Lewis Guarantee, happening now in Fayetteville, Springdale, and Farmington. I've got a special guest with me as we look ahead to high school football in our area a week from now. Former Razorback offensive lineman Brey going to join me every Friday to talk about the games that are happening, to talk about the action that we've seen already. And let's kind of break this down as we look ahead to what the season can bring. Brey, when you start in the 7A West, one of the most competitive conferences in Arkansas, you had a Bentonville team that went undefeated in conference, but there's so much talented teams that it could be really hard to see what exactly that top of the standings look like when it's all said and done.
Yeah, one of the things you have to remember is these 7A teams have really been around each other a lot over the summer. And so with the rules now, a lot of these teams have been to the 7-on-7s, the team camps. They've been able to line up against each other and kind of hit each other in the mouth. But that being said, it is a team camp. Doesn't count for a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. So you hold off a little bit. You take care of your guys, make sure you're healthy, you're really smart. But those pads are going to come on, and it's a whole different ballgame on Friday night.
You look at the coaches who have built successful programs like Chad Harbison at Rogers, continuing to improve every single year. What Casey Dick is doing at Fayetteville, what Jody Grant is trying to do at Bentonville, win a title for the first time since 2014. All of these coaches have really been able to find the pieces they need to win a title. They just got to get there. And so how competitive do you see this being this season?
Oh, it's incredibly competitive. I mean, you look at the football in Northwest Arkansas, and it's, I would argue, some of the best in the country. Not just Northwest Arkansas, but the 7A Central and really top to bottom in Arkansas football. You've got great coaches, great athletes. One of the things that has changed with the LEARNS Act is some of these kids are playing this year at a different school than they were at last year, which is a whole new dynamic to high school football and building your team. And like you said, a lot of these coaches have proved themselves. Some of them are right there knocking on the door. And you mentioned Coach Harbison. What he's done at Rogers has been, nothing short of incredible. And they've got a team this year that's going to be incredibly dangerous.
When you look at some of the new faces that moved in, you talk about guys who are talented, who have been in these systems for a long time, but you have Hank Hendricks, who's the quarterback at Fayetteville. You've got wide receiver Daquan Prevost, who came from Texarkana, Texas to Bentonville. There is talent that has moved to this conference that is about to show people what they can do for a couple years now.
Yeah, and really, I go back to that Rogers team, and they've had that success. They've been knocking on the door. And a lot of those kids, are Rogers kids, and that's something he's been able to build. But with that move in here, move in there, they've proven themselves as athletes. Will they go out there and prove themselves as a football team? And it's not just Rogers; it's every team out there, especially Fayetteville, like you mentioned, had the move-ins. Can you come in, jump into a system, and be productive at a scale that it takes to win a state championship in the 7A? And to be able to do that is a testament, one, to the athlete, but also really to the coach, to be able to sub guys in, be able to install your offense, your defense, and build a culture that is winning football. And of course, these kids who are extremely talented, this is always a great experience for them because that's what it is at the next level. It's a year in process, jump in, plug and play type situation.
With all that being said, is there a team you think might surprise people in the 7A West this year?
The team and I keep going back to Rogers. You look at Fayetteville, you look at Bentonville. Those are the two powerhouse teams in the 7A West, and they have been for a long time since Harbor won our state championship back in the day. They've been running the gauntlet. But you look at Rogers, and they're right there. Can they take that step, go out there, win that state championship, take down the Bentonvilles, the Fayettevilles, that really top tier of the pack? So my team's Rogers. I'd like to see Rogers go out there and do it.
I like that pick a lot. Just getting to know Coach Harbison. And he said, we just got to get over the hump. And it's the little things. It's a play here or there that's going to get us past that second week of the state playoffs. And so we'll see what they can do. But I also think that Jody Grant's got a really good, talented roster over there at Bentonville, adding Daquan Prevost. I think that they have an opportunity too. So I don't think that's a surprise by any means.
Sure.
But I definitely think Rogers is a great answer there. Do you have any favorite matchups? I mean, this is a conference where there's no love lost between Bentonville and Fayetteville, but are there some other matchups that you're excited to see?
For me, really at any level, it's the rivalry games. Those are the ones, I live for. And I think a lot of other people do too. It's the Springdale Harbor matchup. It's maybe you haven't had the season you wanted. Maybe you haven't had the last couple of years that you planned on. But when it comes time to play that crosstown rival, it's just such a intensity in the air. And I think that's what football in a lot of areas is missing. And those rivalry games will bring it up. So the Springdale Harbor game, and obviously the Heritage Rogers is always fun. We talk about Rogers' success. Heritage is building. They're in a tough spot. Go out there and win your Super Bowl against Rogers. And so those are the games I look forward to.
Yeah, I think any football player, to your point, if you're to say if you could win any game at all, you could lose all the game, but you win your rivalry game. It's a successful season. Yeah. That's just how important those games are. And speaking of rivalry games, Northside, Southside kick off the season with theirs. Southside in 6A for the second year now, and they've got 16 returning starters on a team that was very, very inexperienced a year ago. And in the 6A with the likes of Greenwood, where this senior class at Greenwood's trying to go 39-0, which has never been done before.
They might.
You're right. And if Kane Archer has anything to do with it, I'm sure that they're going to have a good try at it. What do you think about the 6A West?
Man, you talked about 6A, it's tough to look past Greenwood. And if I am that Southside team, if I'm one of those, really anybody else in that conference, it's about building your program. You can't sit there and focus on, for us, when I was a player, it was the Alabamas. You can't sit there and circle that week or circle the LSUs. You can't circle the Greenwoods. It's about getting better. And then we all know this week in and week out. But I think it's about proving yourself in that conference. We've talked to a lot of coaches over the summer about what their season looked like, what their teams look like. And every single one of them seems to say that their conference is the toughest conference in the state. I was like, well, Greenwood's not in your conference. And that's a tough one to compete in each year. So for those teams, the Southsides, the Van Buren's, the Siloams, it really is building your culture, going out there, buying into what you and your team does, and hitting somebody in the mouth.
Yeah, and you even look at like a team like Mountain Home who won 10 games last year. And it feels like, oh yeah, but you're also in a conference with Greenwood. And so it's difficult. It's difficult in an uphill battle, but it should be exciting talking with Kane and Cody, guys on that Greenwood team. They know that they're going to be in battles this year. They know that this might not necessarily be the most talented team that Greenwood has had. And so they might have to win it in shootouts potentially. So there might be an opportunity for somebody to knock off Greenwood or at least defeat them this year. But it'll be really interesting. A couple more teams I want to talk about in the area real fast. Farmington. First and foremost, you got to tip your cap to what Tommy Tice did at Farmington to come and take that team to a state title game for the first time since 1973. I mean, that could also be a team. I don't want to say surprise anymore. They're a different team, according to Coach Tice, but at the same time, they have a lot of talent and they can have some success too.
Yeah, no, that's the thing is what they have at Farmington is a machine. It's a monster that they've really got all the tools, and Coach Tice has done an incredible job just pointing them in the right direction. And obviously he's had a history of great success, and he's surrounded himself with some really good coaches. They've done some big things on offense. I know Coach Vander Bowden, Walker Cheevers, joined that staff, and they bring something to that staff. What Tommy Tice brings in wisdom, Vander Bowden, Walker Cheevers are going to bring in excitement, some energy. And you look at the kids on that team. I went to practice last week with Alex and just watched them. It wasn't an intense practice. It was half pads. Everybody's off the ground, and they look like a college program out there, just in how they do things. But also, those kids are some large human beings on the football field, which helps.
It definitely does. Is there any other team that you should just tell people, hey, keep an eye on them and see what they do throughout the year?
I sit here and think through the 5A, 4A, Gravette. Gravette's been building. I'm excited to see what they're able to do in their conference. Dardanelle, I know we're going down the 4A here, but Dardanelle is a monster right now. You look at some of the things that Coach Vega's been able to do, and his son's an incredible athlete, and their community behind them. I'd say Dardanelle is my team to watch this year, just because, and I know it's somewhat expected. I mean, it's expected, but they're going to be a fun team to watch on Friday nights.
All right. I love that answer. We're going to have to keep an eye on that as well. And I know you're going to be joining me every Friday. And so we're going to talk about the matchups. We're going to talk about what we're seeing. We're going to talk about how teams are doing throughout the whole entire season. So I'm excited to kind of see what we said, and then we'll kind of look back when it's all said and done to see exactly how things all shook up. Brey Cook, always great to have you. We're going to have you again next Friday. Coming up after the break, we're going to introduce you to our final player to watch of 2025. Last but certainly not least, defensive back for Fayetteville, Kyndrick Williams. Stick around.
If you're an athlete that wants to improve your game, maybe improve your 40, jump higher, have better agility, Bridges Therapy Group's Sport Recovery and Development Program can help. They've been helping student athletes reach their highest potential for quite a while now. They've got a team that includes physical therapists, athletic trainers, personal trainers, and occupational therapists. And together, they design individual plans to build speed, explosive power, agility, strength, and endurance. Whether your athlete's returning from rehab or working for a competitive edge, SRD provides the training and guidance to help them succeed. Schedule your athlete's assessment today at srdathlete.com.
Quick Turf is the go-to team for building championship-level sports facilities for public schools, private schools, and the entire school district. They also install beautiful backyard putting greens for homeowners. Known for lifelike, eco-friendly turf, Quick Turf handles everything from design and lighting to drainage and final landscaping. Their all-in-one approach delivers high-performance surfaces for athletes and low-maintenance greens that last for years. With preventative maintenance programs, they keep every field and green looking game day ready. Schedule a free consultation today at quickturf.com. That's QIKturf.com.
Matt Lewis with Lewis Automotive Group, excited to announce our trade-in, trade-up event. During this event, you get thousands extra for your trade value. Plus, it's all backed by the Lewis Guarantee. Double the factory warranty. That's a 10-year, 120,000-mile powertrain. Plus, you get 1 year worth of maintenance on us. This event's only going on at Lewis Automotive Group and is at all of our locations in Fayetteville, Springdale, and Farmington.
Could a little extra support help your child shine even brighter? Bridges Therapy Group empowers kids to live their best life with expert pediatric therapy services tailored to their needs. Their team offers occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physical therapy, guiding families from the first evaluation to every milestone along the way. Give your child the tools to succeed and shine. Visit btgpeds.com to learn more and schedule your appointment today. That's btgpeds.com. Welcome back, and excited to bring in Kyndrick Williams. Kyndrick, a safety at Fayetteville, entering his senior season. And I know there's a lot of excitement right now, Kyndrick, about the year for you guys at Fayetteville, but also for you as you prep for that next step in college ball. And we'll talk about that commitment to Arkansas here in just a bit. But let's talk about just your senior season. What is it specifically that you're focused on to help improve your game?
I'm focused on just right now, just the team, being a good teammate, working with the guys in practice, because ultimate goal is to go win the championship, of course. So, yeah, I'm just focused on being a good teammate, showing up as much as I can, and doing as much as I can.
How much do you feel like your game has grown over the years since you stepped onto the field as a Purple Dog your freshman year?
A lot. So I was at Bentonville my freshman
Yeah.
and sophomore years. And then when I got here my junior year, I started to learn a lot more football, like on the playbook side. So learning that way helped me just make more plays and be in better places to make more plays. And yeah, it's been good.
How was that rivalry game then for you when you got to play in it last year after moving over?
It was fun. There was a lot of people there. It was a good environment.
Yeah.
You know, we lost, but still played hard, went out there and did as much as I could. So
What is it about football? I've watched a couple interviews that you've done, and you were a basketball player, and
I was.
love the
Yeah,
game of basketball. So what was it
I was.
about football that kind of attracted you?
I like to hit. I like to be physical. So
Yeah.
ever since I was little, I have 4 brothers, and all we did is wrestle. All we've done is wrestle. So yeah, I like to be physical. I'm a physical guy, so I like to play football over basketball.
Yeah, you're not really allowed to tackle anyone on the basketball court though, so so, I bet it's fun.
No, you're not.
What is it about this
Yep.
team that you guys think you can have success this year?
I think it's gonna be just our connection and the way we have been able to come together this year or this summer. And I feel like we're gonna be able to win the tough games just because of how close we are and how much we hang out outside of football practice and stuff. So yeah, I think it'll be good.
I know that you walk around that locker room. There are a lot of names on the walls. There are a lot of former Razorbacks who have gone
Yep.
through Fayetteville and on to Arkansas on those walls. I'm talking guys like Drey Greenlaw, Brooks Ellis,
Hmm.
Manny Powell. You've got so many guys who have come through that program who have had success at that collegiate level. What does it
Yep.
mean to you to kind of be that next guy on the defensive side of the ball to do that?
Definitely blessed. You know, I was a offensive guy, so coming to defense it's been good for me. But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool to come to Fayetteville and look at guys like Drey Greenlaw and be like, dang, he was here in my position, and now I'm about to go to U of A next year. So it's pretty cool to me.
You committed to Arkansas September of last year. You just had your official visit though in June. What was it about being a Razorback here in your backyard in your hometown that made you want to make that decision?
Really, I have a big family. All my
Mhm.
family basically lives in Arkansas, so being close to them was a big part of it. And then also the coaches over there, really good people. Coach T. Will, Coach Woodson, really good guys, and they're just people I want to learn from away from football. So yeah, that was a big choice.
Yeah, when you talk to Coach T. Will, you talk to Coach Woodson, when they look at you and say, "Hey, man, here are some little things we'd love for you to work on your senior season." What are some of those specific examples that they give you?
Really just going out there and playing 100%. I mean, I have been over a few things with them when it comes to football, which is just some coverages and how to play certain things. But yeah, I mean, really just go out. They're telling me to focus on high school and work on my guys and just, yeah. So.
Your final year, I know we're focused on being a good teammate, right? Improving your skills, winning a championship. But this is your last year of high school football. And
Yeah.
I know that means a lot to you. Like, have you kind of thought about the fact that, like, man, like, this is my last year and high school? I mean,
Yeah.
college is exciting, but this is a time in your life. Once it's over, it doesn't come back.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's a little different for me because I'm graduating early, so I'm not going to be able to have like graduation parties or even finish out my high school year. So it's definitely a big choice for me to make, but I think it'll pay off in the end. So
Yeah, it's months instead of a whole year. You think you're going to be able to at least, I mean, you're right down the street, so I think you can make it to prom, right?
yeah, I mean, we'll
Okay.
see. If I have a date, I might go. I might go.
Okay. We'll see. Coach Pittman, Coach T will probably let you go to prom, I think.
Yeah, they will.
We'll talk. We'll talk to him. Hey, last question from me, Kyndrick. If you were to tell Fayetteville fans one thing to get them excited about this upcoming season, what would you tell them?
The guys are nice this year. We've been playing hard every practice, so we got a good team and it's gonna be fun. We got a bunch of guys, so yeah.
Man, thanks for your time. Excited to watch you play this season and wish you all the best of luck. Kyndrick, thank you.
Thank you.
Kyndrick Williams and Fayetteville opening up this season against Cabot at home on Friday. Remember to like and subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and podcast platforms. Like us on social media and sign up for the newsletter. Just head to varsityvibearkansas.com. Thanks for tuning in to Varsity Vibe Today. A special thank you to our sponsors, Lewis Automotive, Bridges Therapy Group, and Quick Turf. Enjoy the weekend. We'll be back on Monday.